Peace world and welcome to a special conversation for the Sportster. My name is Adam Barnard. Thank you so much for joining me again today. My guests are the current TNA Tag Team Champions and we'll be facing Team 3D in a tables match at Bound for Glory happening October 12th. Jeff and Matt Hardy, thank you both so much for joining me. It's an honor to have you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Now, you both have long storied histories in TNA through multiple iterations of the company. What would you say has been the biggest change you've noticed within the locker room over the years that you've spent there?
I just think now we have the roster that is currently in TNA. They're selfless. Everyone's working for the greater good. It's the best roster, and I also think the best management it's ever had.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
You both have revolutionized the industry by bringing your cinematic matches to the world of professional wrestling and TNA. While the original Hardy Compound match received rave reviews across the business, given how unique and out there a concept it was, what was the initial reaction like when the creative was being pitched?
Well, to begin with, we were just sort of in control. They kind of gave us the ball and let us run with it. And it was, myself and JB, Jeremy Warash, had to give him a lot of credit for that too. He was the guy kind of telling me I would give him ideas about things to do, and he would suggest to me the best way he thought to shoot it. And as you can tell, he obviously has excelled very well. He's got a great position in WWE doing some amazing stuff, but we had a blast working together. I know whenever the contract signing first happened, setting up the final deletion, it was a very polarizing thing. But I knew people were interested. It generated a lot of interest, so we knew we were onto something. And then once we did the final deletion, there were some people that thought it was absolutely amazing. It blew people away. They said this is like wrestling in the old school days. And then there were some people that thought it was terrible. But once again, people were talking about it. Then eventually the final deletion is like a classic now. Especially, I think people realize how to take it. I think at first people took it way too serious, and we didn't want to be too serious. We wanted to be able to kind of laugh at ourselves. We wanted to be campy. We wanted to have funny moments, but also serious moments as well and some drama. So I remember very vividly the day before it aired, or the morning before it aired, Dixie Carter had texted me and she said, "Oh my God, Matt," she said, "I'm so scared," because she'd seen the cut and everything that was going on. I mean, we're shooting fireworks at each other. I try and drown them. We have, there's a big fire scene at the end. And it ended up being the highest rated show of that era, and then and then there were so many people that went back and watched it, like on DVRs. It set a record DVR record too.
And I don't give it enough credit, but that swanton bomb out of the tree to Matt on the ladder was pretty extreme, man.
Watching that back, I was like, "Oh my God, holy crap!" Were there any ideas for the Hardy universe that maybe you guys thought were too out there for TV, or perhaps are still sitting on a shelf somewhere that maybe you'd like to use in the future?
I would still, I've mentioned this a couple of times. I talked about it on my podcast recently. There's an idea that I pitched when Jeff was hurt and I was doing Woken Mat in WWE, Broken Mat / Woken Mat, where I wanted Jeff to be like my Northern Star, where you see me like I'm, in this, I'm conflicted. I'm not sure which direction to go. And then I start talking to Jeff and he's sitting there. He's got his cast on, whatever else. Someone may walk in the room and they go, "Who are you talking to?" And where Jeff was just a figment of my imagination, but he was my conscience. And I got that from Dexter. Dexter's dad does that for him. So that's an idea we want to do, but Vince McMahon didn't quite get it. So I couldn't sell him on it.
I love that. And there's all kinds of stuff. That was the thing that, every time we would do one, it's like, okay, what do we do this time? Right. So there's still a lot of even notes. I've wrote so much stuff down for future cinematic matches. So it's always exciting to dream this stuff up and bring it to life.
Yeah, that would have been fantastic. I'm sorry that he passed on that, but I hope someday you guys get to bring that back. Yeah, I really want to talk real quick before we get into obviously the Team 3D match. I want to talk to you about the ladder match at Slamversary, where you won back the TNA Tag Team Champions. Talk to me about that match, its reception. I know it was a fantastic watch. I watched it back recently. You guys did an incredible job as always. So thank you for your work you put in. I want to talk to you and also talk about working with the Nemeths, First Class, and the Rascals in the match.
Yeah, we were very excited for that match. And I like the story that we told between this. We got screwed out of the titles by the Nemeths, but we started looking in the mirror. We were questioning ourselves like, hey, are we really at the top of our game? Because if we're not, maybe it's time for us to step out. We were super excited for it, and it was great working with First Class. I think they're a very solid tag team. They've added a lot. AJ Francis, and he had Casey Navarro with them in at that time. They were great, and then having the Rascals in it was awesome too, because we knew there were going to be some younger guys that could not wait to take big bumps. So it was going to make our jobs a little easier as well.
Casey Navarro, too, his performance was incredible because he was had a bad knee and he's had surgery now to repair it. So super proud of all of those guys. And to be a part of this thing, I've been thinking about that cable ladder since TLC 2.
Yeah.
I think thank you, Tommy Dreamer and TNA for bringing that to life for me.
Now, I want to talk about this incredible match coming up with Team 3D at Bound for Glory. I know, I can't remember which one of you had mentioned it in a recent interview, but you guys said you didn't know that Bully Ray was coming out until his music hit. Were you surprised? Like, were you in total not sure that this match was going to happen? Was this a surprise to you in the moment in the ring? Tell me about that initial reaction you guys had when Bully Ray hit the ring.
I was I was still high on adrenaline, man, after that cable ladder spot and the finish of the match. And I had no idea. We had no idea. And it was like, what is going on with this? And for him to challenge us to a final match was just mind blowing.
So we knew there was talk about wanting to do this match, and I think Team 3D, the Dudleys, they were interested in doing it. It might happen, may not happen. I think Bully Ray wanted to be as genuine and authentic as possible as far as did his promo. And he left and went to the back. And by the time we got in the back, he'd already left too. So we didn't even interact with him except in the ring, which is wild. Very, very like old school wrestling days. And I think he was just really working hard to try and get an authentic reaction out of everyone.
Now, so much your careers are really inextricably linked to Team 3D and all the matches you guys have had together.
Right.
What do you guys think that you've learned from working with them, and how much have they helped you as performers, and how much do you think you've helped them in their performances?
I just mentioned this recently on an interview, man, because I almost forgot about this. Me and Bully Ray used to do one of the best backdrops you could ever see in pro wrestling. So if you haven't seen it, it's worth going back and looking it up at Jeff Hardy, Bully Ray backdrop, because man, they were beautiful. But God, I just remember being a fan of the original ECW and then finding out they were coming to the WWE. It was so exciting, and I had no idea what we created, with the TLC match at that point. But as a wrestling fan, I was just so excited to mix it up with these guys that me and Matt used to stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning to watch the original ECW. And I'll never forget seeing Sabu break a table out of frustration and anger, and it just blew my mind. But then, we're such a fan of that. But then for them to come to the WWE and wrestle with us was just amazing.
And we had no idea that we would end up being so closely linked to them, at that time when they were there. But we were excited for them to come. We thought it'd be a great team to work against. And then obviously the Hardys, the Dudleys, and Edge and Christian are always going to be connected together.
Now, given the history and the emotions surrounding this final match between Bully and Devon, I know it's Devon being billed as Devon's last match. What's one thing above everything else that you guys are looking forward to about this match with them at Bound for Glory?
I think the thing I am most looking forward to is getting through this match and exceeding expectations, and then just sharing a moment at the end, kind of celebrating the fact that we have had a rivalry that has gone over a quarter of a century.
Yeah, and I know that me and Devon aren't going to hang from anything in the match, so I know that's not going to happen. But yeah, just to feel the emotion when it's all over is going to be pretty powerful.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this match. Really looking forward to it. Jeff and Matt Hardy will defend their TNA Tag Team Championships against Team 3D on Saturday, October 12th from the Songus Arena in Lowell, Massachusetts. And you can catch the event on TNA Plus and on Triller TV. And the event kicks off at 7 p.m. Eastern. So check your local listings. Bound for Glory 2025. Jeff and Matt Hardy, a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.